Hi, Bina.
Hello, good afternoon. Good to see you.
And you too. It's been a few weeks. It's Friday, the 30th of April, and I'm here with the lovely Bina Briggs from Plain Talking HR, and I'm Julie Grimes from Jaguar White Recruitment, doing our monthly HR and recruitment bullets.
I know, the month's just gone.
I know, it has, hasn't it? But at least we have a nice long weekend coming up. I could do with the day off, even though we can't do too much.
Do you know what? I'd forgotten it was May bank holiday until somebody actually said, "Oh, what are you doing on bank holiday weekend?" And I said, "Oh, goodness, yeah." And I've just totally forgotten about it. But so I've got a surplus and bonus day off.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
Us businesses, we try to switch off, but it's really difficult, isn't it?
It sure is. I'm going to try.
Right. So, my dear, I understand that you are now a Bond girl. And so, which
007.
Bond girl are you?
Well, I think I'll let clients and candidates decide on that. I think you're referring to my my strategy, my recruitment strategy that I wrote with clients. So, but yeah, quite like being a Bond girl, so you can keep that up if you like. So yeah, I'll tell you about it. So the Bond, yeah, it's really like an acronym, the Bond girl, B.O.N.D. And what I do with clients is obviously build the relationship. So it's about getting to know them, the DNA with clients, so that you can recruit effectively. So that's kind of the main thing. Why would a applicant or candidate want to work for somebody? So you need to know that client inside out. So it's building the relationships and really sort of immersing yourself with them. The O of the Bond is outlining the process. So what recruitment process did they go through? Can add any advice? Can we make it streamlined? And also sort of market intelligence as well to help them with job descriptions and the salary and that kind of thing, because I know the market, the local markets of Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire. And the N, so the N is about the needs. So the needs of the individual that's actually going to work or potentially work for the client. So it's not just about this person's skills, it's about their ethos, behaviour, their attitudes, their long-term goals. So there's much more to it in the service that Jaguar White offer. And I know you understand this because you're very thorough in your work as well. You're very consultative in what you do. So it's not just about skimming the surface, it's about diving right in. And then the D is for delivery. And it's about delivering shortlist of candidates that are able to do the job, that align with all the values of the client. And you're literally just taking everything away from them. And that's what we're getting paid for. So that's what we do, and that's what the Bond is in short. There's a lot more to it, obviously, and with the shortlisters as well, it's quite important in case people don't know that Jaguar White offer video CVs as well for in a portal, so that clients can log on, look at their CVs and the videos of the candidates, shortlist, and all they need to do really is do that last interview. And I manage everything else on that as well, from negotiation to helping on onboarding and things like that. But that's what the Bond stands for. And I really want to try and get in there something about shaken, not stirred. But I do like to shake it all up and make sure we get through everybody, get the best candidates, the right calibre to the top. So that's the Bond. What do you think, Bina?
I love it, and I think Bond it actually gives that feel of that relationship being very concrete, and it's not very fragile, so there is a bond, and it's almost like there is a bond agreement, and it's kind of that you have when you go into a relationship. So I like it. I really like it. And you got the right acronyms, and you've got the right kind of ethos about what it stands for. So,
absolutely.
It does have gravitas, and so I like it.
Well, I think it's about differentiating yourself as well at the moment, with 20 years experience. It's about trying to say, I'm not a CV house, I'm not a CV searcher. The role's going to, the job's going to be done properly with integrity. And I know anyone that wants any more information with testimonials and clients or candidates can look me up on LinkedIn or just give me a call. And if there is anybody out there that just wants to chat about that without any don't have to commit to anything, please give me a call. I know you work like that as well, Bina. You like to sort of at least have that initial conversation, don't you? So yes, thank you for asking. I'm going to skip over to you now because I want to know what's going on in your HR world. You know, what's these exciting things that you need to tell us? I know you're going to talk about the 25 clients to work for, the top. So come, let's hear it.
Yeah, I've looked at an article in one of the HR magazines, and it was a really lovely surprise. Although I know it's been happening, and you know, you hear of it in bits and pieces, but this one really kind of struck home for me, because what it talked about is, and obviously they're talking about large corporations and, you know, multinationals and global companies, but at the same time, you know, LinkedIn have done this research based on a really AI kind of thing, but it's kind of, the way I looked at it was, yeah, it's meaningful, because what the research said was that after the pandemic, and as we're coming out of it, and since last year, all these organizations really went proactive, really went into it very in detail about their employees and how their employees would work and how they would work as an entity, but more importantly, the well-being of their employees as well. So, you know, where the hybrid models are coming through of employees working from home part of the time, part of them working in the office, or they go in once in a while, or you know, there's a lot of fluidity, there's a lot of flexibility. And most of these organizations, a lot of these organizations would never have thought about it, you know, before last year, but suddenly they've actually got to grips with it, and they said, right, okay, if this thing is going to stay here for a while, then we'll do something about it. We'll make sure that our employees, our companies keep going, but you know, we have actually listened to what our employees are saying as well. And so they've given a list of top 25. The top 5, number 1, Barclays. Wow, you know, number 2, Tesco's. Now, Tesco's, as you know, have actually recruited a whole lot of people as well, loads of people, thousands. NatWest Group is number 3, BT, my old company, you know. I always feel warm when somebody says, yeah, got some really fantastic memories. And PwC UK. So those are the top 5 of the 25, and I'm sure, you know, you can find the list on any of those
surprised
HR magazines. Yeah, but I just felt that that is a really good news story. Really good news story. And what it said was also, and connecting it with recruitment as well, that people would, if they are looking to grow, and they, you know, especially, you know, could be youngsters who are just coming into the employment world and so on, there should be anybody who wants to grow and progress their career. They should be looking at, you know, some of these companies, how they can join them, so, because it will be something that over a number of years it would work. So yeah, that was a really good kind of, you know, happy story. Number 2, another one that I picked up, and you know, it made me smile, it made me laugh. And it's all about performance management reviews, and you know, the dreaded stuff that people, you know, the employers don't like it, the managers don't like it, the employees hate it, because once in a year, you know, you're suddenly confronted with all this big, massive document that you have to complete, or even if you don't have to complete, some companies just don't even share it with the employee, or they don't have any. And they just say, oh, you know, we will be doing your performance review in a week's time, and that's it, and so on and so forth. But you know, it's all been, I mean, it just doesn't work, you know, because you're trying to remember things over a whole year to give that person an objective performance review, and it's just rubbish, you know. And so suddenly they're talking about performance snapshots. And obviously,
that's a nice buzzword.
Yes, that's the buzzword. I think that's going to be the, you know, let's have your performance snapshot. Let's have a snapshot. Well, basically, all it means is you're doing a regular performance review. You're taking a snapshot of a period, and that period has to be obviously over a small period, and it's got to be more recent, so you can see it and you can feel it and you can understand it and you can do whatever you need to do to address it. And guess what? Plain Talking HR, we've been doing that 12 years, you know. I have, you know, because obviously when, you know, my business partner and I were here, we actually devised the system between us, and it's just to make it very simplified, because we thought, well, small and medium-sized businesses haven't got the time for all these, you know,
not the long-winded yearly things. Yeah.
And so we just said, look, it's a traffic light system, green, amber and red. If you're doing your job wonderfully well, you know, if you're doing your job, that's it, it's green. There's no scoring.
Yeah,
just do it, you know, you're doing it, I'm happy, you're happy, fine, great, carry on. If there's like the, you know, slight kind of shortfall, whether it's a training need or that maybe the performance has dipped for whatever reason, you just need to address it between the two. But all the whole thing actually hinges on the fact that you do it on a regular basis. You do it on a, whatever suits you, whether you do it on a weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly. But basically, because you're making it quite recent and, you know, current, that means if you did it on a monthly basis, there's not much that you would need to talk about, and you will know very clearly what your objectives are, or what, you know, what you've delivered, what you haven't delivered, what's outstanding, and it's not big chunks of it because it's all happening. And all you do is just carry on adding those month on month on month before you're on your 12 monthly annual performance review. All this data is already there.
Absolutely.
So the first one, it's not really anything other than the 12th performance review of, or you know, meeting. And so
what you're saying is companies are catching up.
Funky, you know, we're funky because we've been doing that for the last God knows how many years.
You're leading the way. You've been leading the way, haven't you? And now people are catching on.
Exactly.
But no, it makes so much sense. You can sort of nip things in the bud, talk about it, think about upskilling courses, help your staff, helps everybody. There's no big sort of build up to this year. Absolutely makes sense.
And exactly, and it becomes more of a conversation, and you know, and also because you're doing it on a regular basis, there is no kind of stigma to it. There's no kind of anxiousness or anything like that. It's just, you know, another
great idea.
You're doing it on a regular basis. It shouldn't take more than 20 minutes or half an hour each time at the most. And that means that you just carry on doing it as part of your job and part of your work.
I think some of the SMEs do kind of do that. They have much more regular meetings. It's the bigger companies that are structured that don't feel they've got the time. But I definitely think they should use your traffic light system, Bina. And just on upskilling, I just wanted to actually mention, I did a video yesterday with the University of Hertfordshire that's going out next week. And that's going to be really interesting. The degree apprenticeships that are open for, you know, for clients to take advantage of. The government are going to pay like 95% of them. Fantastic. So that's going to be brilliant for people to, you know, support their staff and make them feel sort of valued. They don't even have to pay anything, and they get £3,000 per person that they're taking on to help them travel or buy them a new laptop or whatever. So but that's all coming out with Jane Purdy next week. It's just being reviewed by their marketing department, so that's good. But also for you candidates out there, or anybody sort of looking for roles, you know, if Bina and I do cross over on this slightly, is to just keep positive. The market is changing. Obviously, IT, healthcare, engineering is really booming. Everything's going to catch up. It's going to be a slow process, but it is definitely on the change. And think about upskilling. I know I say this every week. It should just be the way I end it, shouldn't it? Think about your CV, think about the format, think about keywords, buzzwords, what you want to be seen for. And gov.co.uk have got lots of free courses on there as well if you want to upskill. And if you want one-to-one training as well, I do have obviously trusted partners like yourself, Bina, that I can give to anybody that's looking to concentrate on one area and have that one-to-one help. So lots of information and advice and provisions. We can guide you between us, can't we, Bina? Anyone out there looking for any help?
Definitely.
Recruitment, HR, or looking for a job.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all opening up. It's all looking a lot more positive. So I think people should just go for it. Definitely.
It is. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me again, Bina. It's lovely to see you, and I'm sure we'll catch up really soon. We must have a proper one-to-one coffee soon, hey? Rather than virtual.
Soon.
Have a lovely long weekend.
Thank you. And oh yeah, bank holiday weekend. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye for now. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.